Hi everyone and welcome back to Spring of Series 13 in Forza Horizon 5. This is season, the second seasonal championship of just two in this week's festival playlist, and it takes us to street racing in A-class in British cars. So here I am in my Lotus Elise, starting dead last, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem. There's few ways you can approach this championship. You can bring something that is tuned towards the maximum top speed, which is something that a lot of people choose, but that might be a bit hard to drive. You can see the selection of Jaguars on the track, or you can bring a great all-rounder like my Elise. And this car, I mean, I absolutely love it. I drive it a lot in online racing. I use it a lot in some of the rivals settings, more on the road racing rather than street, because if there is one drawback to this car is it's a bit limited in terms of the top speed. So but that really isn't an issue most of the time. Now look at this. I made it from the whole back of the pack with quite some questionable driving and quite some questionable corners, like the previous one where I actually smashed into the rear of my teammate's Jaguar, and I'm still running third now. I'm gonna pass my own teammate for the second, though that's mostly because they crashed into NPC traffic. I've been reasonably lucky so far, no heads-on collisions. So that means we probably are positioned pretty well to catch up with this AI still driving in the first place, somehow at 60% of the race. But I have to say, in my prep run solo in this same race, I've been ahead of all of the AIs before 20% mark in the same car. So that gives you a hint of this car's performance, and this overtake was executed with ease. There was nothing difficult about it. So if you are an absolute fan of top speed, this car may not work for you too well, but if you are like me, preferring balanced builds or handling builds, this is definitely for you. It's very easy to drive while being rear wheel drive car with absolutely great handling and good speed on the distance overall. Maybe not the top speed, but it allows you to go through the corners very fast, and yeah, just great all-rounder. And with it we are arriving, or already arrived, to the first place in the first race, which is nice. And let's look at the team's performance. I have to say I didn't pay too much attention to it, but it's really well ahead of AI, so that's good. Let's move on to the, what is going to be, Carretera Chase. Oh, okay, that might be interesting. If you look at the map right now, there's this long straight stretch in the very end of this race, and that's a highway stretch. So that's where the top speed is going to be very important. But again, judging by the way the first race went, I don't think any of the AIs are going to be a competition to me. Unlikely. By the time we reach the highway, I plan to have enough of the gap over AI for them to not be a threat, regardless of what kind of top speed performance they bring. In terms of teammates, again, we'll see. Maybe somebody got unlucky in the previous race, got heads on with NPC or something like that. So things may change, but we see the same person who finished second in the previous race ahead now. So there's a little bit of a catching up for us to do, but just one AI to go. They are driving the Jaguar with a lot of top speed, our teammate I mean, so that might be a competition in the end. But let's see if they can hold against me on the rest of the distance, to be honest, because again, my Elise may not be the top speed performer. but it handles really well and allows me to go through corners pretty quickly. And I believe, if my eyes are not lying to me, the gap is diminishing quite quickly. Not super quick, but I'm getting close. Oh, okay. They made a huge mistake there on the bridge, hitting a lot of barriers, so now I'm right on their tail, and whoop, a nice sweeping move between an NPC car and my teammate. Luckily, it didn't go the way it usually goes, where I would normally crash straight into the back of that NPC car and then say, oh yeah, well, second place is good enough. But let's see if I can hold... Oh, okay. Right. I was about to say, let's see how it goes for me on the long straight, but it looks like my teammate crashed into the barriers again, the breakable barriers there, and lost all the speed they had, losing probably all the chances for the win. You can see that Jag is approaching me from the back, closing on the gap, but it's too late. The straight is over, and now in the corners I'm opening the gap again, because I'm just faster. That's where the top speed performance doesn't matter so much, and this brings me to the win in this Lotus Elise, which I highly recommend for this championship, just because it works so well. And overall, again, it's a great car, one of my favorites in all of Forza Horizon 5. And that's it for this championship. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.